Kash Heed, former chief of police, former solicitor general in British Columbia, spent 4 years over in Victoria as an MLA for Vancouver Fraserview. I can't say those 4 years were the greatest 4 years of my life or the capstone to my career. The 4 years ago, it was very telling. I gotta tell you, I'm very disappointed with the way our system works. People told me certain things about the system, but you really don't understand how it works until you actually get there and you're a part of it, and you realize that this system is broken. Our political system here in British Columbia, and I believe elsewhere in Canada and around the world, is completely broken. I was one that doing the right thing, and that's a value my mother expressed in all of her children from the beginning. Do the right thing, not the popular thing. Well, I'll tell you, politics is doing the popular thing, whether it's right or wrong. Well, it doesn't surprise me the way the Liberals ran their campaign. We got indications they were going to run it similar to the way they did last time. They've got a couple of new players in their team, but generally it's the same people that are involved, so you knew the approach they were going to take. I can't say I'm surprised by Christy Clark's attitude in the election campaign, some of the photo ops that she's had during this particular campaign, but I'm not sure those are resonating in the minds of the voters the way they did in 2013. John Horgan, I gotta tell you, he's a very passionate individual. I think the other parties are trying to characterize him as an angry individual. I characterize him as a passionate individual. He cares about it. He wants to go out there and he wants to make a difference. But whether some of the old NDP attitudes and policies affect him remains to be seen. Andrew Weaver, really, he had nothing to lose. The Green Party, relatively new. He had the first Green Party seat in the legislature. Most likely his seat is secure, so he could go any which way, trying to at least get some framework, some stability, some foundation for the Green Party here in British Columbia. You know, it's been a relatively boring campaign. I'm not overly impressed with the debates that have occurred. If you just take those debates and you try and come away with some more information on who you should vote for, you're not really getting it out of that. The ads don't surprise me. What I am a little bit surprised compared to 2013 as the NDP are being more assertive in their ads against the BC Liberals. The BC Liberals, there's a lot of skeletons in their closet, and I think Horgan is trying to reveal those skeletons. I would have thought he revealed a lot more. There's so many issues. If you want to go back to when they were first, and they were elected in early 2000 with the BC Rail scandal, with right up to the health firing scandal we are in right now, and there's been a series of others going forward. I thought they would have raised a little bit more. They did not. You've got that ongoing boring rhetoric from the Liberals. Are they going to take us back to the 1990s? Which I don't think has any effect on a lot of people's minds. I think those issues, the significant issues, education, transportation, affordability here in BC, I think the parties would have been better off to stay at that higher level. When they went down to that micro level of let's talk about tolling, let's talk about mobility pricing, I don't think that's having a great effect. It might on a few voters that are going to be saving a few dollars if in fact we do this, but I think if they went with the larger issues, look at the social assistance that's been so stagnant here in BC and what problems that has led to. Look at our education, which is being addressed simply because there was a Supreme Court decision on this particular one. But when you look at the transportation issues, the ongoing transportation issues we're facing here in British Columbia, yes, we have a federal government that's going to work with us in a more organic and consulting fashion on what we actually need, but you've got metro mayors that aren't really satisfied with that. There's a lot more that has to be done. We've got this ramming the Dees Tunnel replacement down the throats of people, and that's affecting my home community of Richmond, and I know the outrage within Richmond with respect to that, but I also know the other side. We're talking to Delta Mayor Lois Jackson, and she just wants that in there, and it's basically moving the traffic from one side to the other side, but it's really going to have a profound effect on accidents. When I was talking to Malcolm Brody, I talked about the fact you're going to get increased fatalities, you're going to get increased motor vehicle accidents because you're moving them to Richmond and they're going to try and take shortcuts. Well, crime has not really resonated in this election. I thought it would have. I thought one of the parties would have made this a major platform in this election, because if you look at not only the fentanyl, the opioid crisis we're in, we've been going through this for a period of time. When you look at the gang issues, we've had successive premiers trying to deal with that particular issue. They've got to think outside of the box. So I thought the issue would have been more on the minds of the voters. I think a lot of voters are concerned. I don't think the politicians, to tell you the truth, know what to do. I don't think they've decided on which way they want to go on it. I think there was an opportunity, a missed opportunity there. We've had record-breaking, again, overdose deaths occurring all over British Columbia, not just in the metro area. You got the Fraser Valley and the other health regions where you've got an opioid crisis as a result of the fentanyl overdoses. So I'm very surprised. But again, that goes back to those larger issues, on those social issues, and how you need to make change when you talk about some of the mental health issues we're facing, when you talk about those drug addiction, when you talk about some of the youth delinquency and stuff like that. There is really no large overriding area that we can put this in a party. Either of the three parties have really taken a role to come out and say we are going to address this once and for all, because this has profound effects on so many lives here in British Columbia.
There is this expenditure, $3.5 billion on the Massey Tunnel. There's the $9
right
billion
now, but that's going to be double. By the time we go there, that's going to be double. And same with the Site C Dam, that's going to be double. And I think there's a lot of false expectations out there on the creation of jobs, and I think that's what the Liberals are going on. But again, when you start to follow the people that do have the contracts here, the multi-billion-dollar agencies that are involved in this, the way all that is put together, and you connect that. And Dermot Travis did a great job from Integrity BC of connecting all the major donors and lobbyists based on just those two projects to the BC Liberals.